Hello guys, and welcome to this Lead Quizzes 3 tutorial video on how you can use the outcome logic to create your quizzes on Lead Quizzes. Now, Lead Quizzes has two kinds of logic in which you can use to create your quizzes. We have the outcome logic and we have the scoring logic. Now, for the outcome logic, you basically map answers to outcomes you create in your quiz, and the respondents will receive their results based on the outcome with the most answers selected. And for the scoring logic, you assign a score value to each answer in your quiz, and the respondents will receive a result based on the score range. Now, in this tutorial, I'm going to show you how you can do that using the outcome logic. Now, from your Lead Quizzes dashboard, you can identify what logic a particular content you created is using from the dashboard. So, for example, this says outcome, this says scoring, this says outcome. That means this quiz is created using the outcome logic, while this one is created using the scoring logic. Now, to create your quiz from scratch using the outcome logic, you go to create from scratch. Now, once you click on that, you get to select which of the two logics you want to use in creating your Lead Quizzes content. Okay, so you select outcome logic, you give your content a name, and you click continue, and it's going to take you to the section where you get to create your outcome logic content. Now, for this tutorial video, I already created a quick content using the outcome logic. So I'm going to use this in explaining how you can map your quiz to arrive at the right results when your quiz takers take your quiz. Okay, so this is a simple quiz. I have 5 questions, I have the form fields, and I have 2 results, and this quiz is created using the outcome logic. Now, to give the correlation between the question answers and the results, we make use of the mapping functionality. So right now, the outcome logic is set up so that it is result based. And what that means is that you can give correlation between the question answers and the results with the most answers will be served to the quiz taker. So for example, question number 1, if I click on the mapping functionality, we get to see the question, we'll get to the question answers, and we'll get to see the results. Now you can give your correlation or mapping by dragging and dropping which answer best correlates with what result. So for example, if I say A best correlates with your skin score is 67, I'm just going to drag and drop that. And option B best correlates with your skin score is 87. Now I'm going to save that for question number 1. Now I'll go to question number 2. And for example, say I do the same thing. All right, so I've given correlation saying that option A, if your skin is dry, correlates with your score is 67, and option B, if your skin is not so dry, correlates with skin score 87. Okay, I'm going to save that. So that's question number 2. Now, question number 3, I'm going to map, for example, option A to result 1 and option C to result 2. And I'm going to leave sometimes unmapped. Okay, now what that means is if they select sometimes for this result, and we don't want this option to have any impact on this particular the outcome they get rather. All right, so if they select sometimes in this question, we don't want this particular option to have an impact on the result. Okay, so that's why we're doing it this way. So I'm going to save that. Now for question number 4, let's say, for example, I don't want this question, any of the answer options to have an impact on the results, then I don't need to map it. So for question number 4, I'm just going to leave that unmapped and save it. And question number 5, let's say option A goes to result 1 and option B goes to result 2. Okay, and then we save it. So now you can see from this mapping, what I did was question number 1, question number 2, and question number 5, I mapped all the answer options, and that's why they are showing up in blue. All right, question number 4, I did not map it because I don't want this question to have an impact on the result they get. So you can see I did not map it. While question number 3, I did not map one of the answer options, which is sometimes. and that is why question number 3 and 4 are not showing blue. All right, so if the questions are not completely mapped, they're going to show up this way. If they're completely mapped, they're going to show up this way. All right, but bear in mind, you only need to map those questions or those question answer options that you want to have an impact on the results. Okay, so now I've done it this way. If we go to the design tab to do a quick test, so let's say I say yes, I say yes, say sometimes, I say yes, I say yes. I should get the first result because I had all those yeses mapped, so your skin score is 67. Okay, now what happens when there is a tie? Okay, now meaning what happens when majority of the answers in which a quiz taker gets matches with 2 or more outcomes the same number of times. All right, so say for example he selects A in question number 1, A in question number 2, B in question number 3, and B in question number 5. What happens then? All right, now what's going to happen in that situation is that the tie is going to go to the first question that resulted in that tie. All right, and the outcome associated with that question answer. Okay, now what that means is, for example, so let's just go back to the mapping. So you can see we have A maps to result 1, B maps to result 2 for question number 1. Question number 2, the same way. Likewise, question number 3, so A and C, okay. And question number 5, we have it A and B. Okay, so what does that mean? Now that means if I go to the design tab to test this out, if I select answer option A for question number 1, A for question number 2, then I select B for question number 3, right, let's just do that again. So I said if I select A for question number 1, A for question number 2, C for question number 3, this doesn't have an impact, and I select B for question number 4. Now that means result 1 has a weight of 2, result 2 has a weight of 2. So what's going to happen in this situation? Now that means if I go to show my results, I'm still going to get result 1, and that is because the first option I answered was A. Okay, so just to be clear, if there's a tie, which means majority of the quiz taker answers matches with 2 or more outcomes, the same number of times, then the tie goes to the first question that resulted in that tie and the outcome associated to that question. Okay, so this is how you can create a outcome logic quiz using LeetQuizzes. You don't need to map all the questions, only map those questions you want to have an effect on the results.